our lady space with Marilyn and Tawana, where we can talk about it. Sharing your point of views on everyday life and relationship with Marilyn and Tawana on our lady space.
Hello, you guys. Hello, my little friends, and welcome back to our lady space. I'm Marilyn.
And I'm Tawana.
Let's talk about it.
What are we talking about?
Today, we're talking about self-care and how important it is to your life. Self-care to me means self-love, which is the best love. Let's start out with a little definition. So we're going to get it from Very Well Mind. And it says, what is self-care? Self-care describes the conscious act one takes in order to promote their own physical, mental, and emotional health. There are many forms of self-care. It could be ensuring that you get enough sleep every night or stepping out for a few minutes for some fresh air. That kind of makes me feel like, like all the stressors that we have, and then we have like stress relief activities, but it kind of tells me that none of that'll help if you're still not, for instance, if you're trying to meditate, but you're tired, you're going to fall asleep. None of the stuff that we're doing, activities, is going to help if we're not getting the type of sleep we want. For instance, you going to the gym, that's your self-care. That's cool, but if all you eat is junk food all day, what are you doing to your body?
Well, I'm not going to even lie to these people. I do not practice self-care like I should, and I'm going to just be open, honest, and transparent here. I know all this stuff, but do I do it?
Yep, no.
Nope. So y'all gonna get the real Marilyn and Tawana conversation today, because friend, we on the phone, so we gonna talk like we talk on the phone.
Oh, Alex, I was beating her over the head yesterday because my friend, she takes care of everybody. She puts the world on her shoulders. But when it comes to Tawana, no. She'll lose sleep. She won't get a good meal. She won't fuel herself. She won't charge herself. She won't exercise. She won't go for a walk. She won't go get her nails done. She won't get a facial. She won't get a massage. Because guess what she doing the whole time she there? I wonder what my family needs. I wonder what they doing. Is they missing me? Who gonna cook for them? Who gonna look out for them? What's gonna happen? The world finna come to an end. I'm just gonna be like, friend.
And you know what? Let me give you a prime example of what happened today. I had not eaten all day. So around 2, maybe 3 o'clock, I go in the kitchen. I got me a water bottle. I'm finna drink some water. So I'm yelling out to the kids, y'all ate, y'all hungry? So they was like, no, they wanted some nuggets. I put them some nuggets in the air fryer. They could have did it themselves, but I did it. Right. So I go back in there, they playing the game. I was like, I just fix their plate, they come get it. My water bottle's still on the counter. I hadn't drunk it yet. Okay. Ruby comes and get their plates, and guess what he grabs? My water bottle. I'm like, that was not you. But instead of me saying something, I just went ahead and got me another one and drank my water. But you're right. I'm always taking care of everybody else. And it's the whole thing with put your mask on first and then see about the kids. I know this stuff. Right. I just can't do it.
Like I'm telling her, and I know she already know it. So it's just like, but what is it that's going to make you do it? So the physical, we already talked, the physical, you got to get enough sleep. You got to get your diet together. You got to take charge of your health. You got to get exercise. Then social care, getting enough face-to-face time with your friends. What are you doing to nurture your relationships with your friends and your family?
That one, this pandemic has made it a little bit difficult. You're trying to take as many precautions as possible to make sure that everyone remains healthy, but still there's ways around that. Social distance when you do go see each other.
You said we talking on the phone. What about before the pandemic, friend? What you were doing?
It depends. Because I'm my own body and I don't like big groups of people. I get lost in the shuffle. Yeah. So I prefer small groups or one-on-one activity versus 6-7 people. I thrive better in those smaller social settings. I had social anxiety. So I still deal with that. So I have to take it in small doses. Part of it is the pandemic. Part of it's just me. I'll be honest.
Spiritual self-care. What questions do you ask yourself about your life and experiences? And are you engaged in a spiritual practice that you find fulfilling. That's a good one. Meditating, going to church, praying, whatever your thing is, that's definitely a self-care we can't let go on the back burner.
No, I tried meditating, and I'm the person who you described earlier. I end up asleep, or I end up in my head, thinking about everything but what I should be trying to clear my mind.
Exactly.
And one of my cousins sent me, it's like a YouTube link with all these like running waters and, you know, peaceful sounds. That don't work for me either. I have to really calm it down and try to find a way where I can just totally disconnect from the distractions and just be present in that moment.
One of my friends, she started a Bible study group, and so we're supposed to be reading like the book of Ephesians, and then we're going to get back and compare. So it's kind of good to hear another person's side of how they interpret the Bible or whatever their way. So that's one of my new little religious self-care situations, trying to read the Bible more myself and get a better understanding.
That's necessary. I think it's very important, and I've done that before, and I've learned I can't read it from start to finish. I gotta find things in there that relate to whatever I'm going through and try to read those stories and connect it, because when I try to start at Genesis, no,
it ain't gonna work.
No. So yeah, that's a really good one, because it allows you to not only get that spiritual self-care, but that social as well.
Emotional self-care. Do you have a healthy way to process your emotions? Do you incorporate activities in your life that help you feel recharged?
I think that's what I really lack. I have a tendency to compartmentalize or to pack it up in a box, put it in the closet, leave it there. But I can't do that anymore because the passing of my dad, I can't put that in a box, put it in the closet, and leave it there, because this is something that I deal with on a constant day. And I got his whole face. That's the part I'm working on. I'm really working on that, because it's easy for me to help my friends through it. And I saw something when I was doing my research, because you know I'm the Google queen. It said, treat yourself like you would treat your best friend. And that got me all the way together, because if this was you a tree, I would be at your house with a whole self-care basket.
Exactly.
With journals, books, bath salts, wine, your favorite snack, all this stuff that you need to take care of yourself.
I was like, I need to do a pull-up on you, because what's going on? And you'll be like, why did you come way over here?
Exactly.
What are you doing? Why would you go? And with this, I guess, just digging deeper into the self-care, you know, for me, self-care was more physical, like superficial. To me, I thought getting my nails done, getting my hair done, indulging in all those things, going to eat, you know, that was self-care. But now I see that it's more than that. It's just, you know, for me, I feel like finding ways to decompress. Like you said, getting enough rest, making sure you're healthy, getting exercise. Like that part, I didn't even think about.
I was thinking about that too, because for me, I feel guilty. This time that I'm spending, like you said, doing these things, I could be doing something for my family. You know, I could be cooking dinner, or I could be spending time with the boys, or if my stepkids are here, we could be doing something together, versus me over here doing this thing that I really don't need, but I do need it. I need to learn how to do that self-care without feeling the guilt behind doing it. Part of that is realizing that self-care is not a selfish thing. It's not those indulgences. It's the things that are truly essential to your overall health. And that's what I'm trying to wrap my brain around. And Jennifer mentioned, she was like, get you some coloring books, do some crossword puzzles, something that will kind of get you out your head, but also something you like doing.
Well, that's a great idea, Jennifer. Okay.
I know. Oh, she be having the answers, so she like me. We got the answers. We just don't listen to ourselves.
I think that if maybe now you're looking at it from that standpoint, it may be easier for you to do it. Instead of you feel like you going out to pamper yourself, you're actually doing something to better your health.
Because you know, right now, the only thing that I'm guaranteed to do every 3 weeks is get my nails done. Ain't nothing stopping that. Now, I used to be very on top of getting my brows done like every 5 to 10 days. But now, girl, they look a hot mess. So, and I think part of it is because I work from home. And I'm like, I don't want to get up, put on no clothes just to go get my brows done. But I was thinking this morning, get your butt up and get dressed like you going to work. Now, I'm not finna put on work clothes because I ain't got time to put on no suit to sit in my office. But I can get up, put on a nice top, some nice jeans, some cute sandals, go to work. So if I do want to go and get my brows done, get a pedicure, meet you randomly, I'm already ready.
And that also piggyback off the thing I sent you yesterday about women that you don't have to have anybody. Like, if just love yourself, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself. You want to go out to eat, go by yourself. Don't I used to let that stop me. Back in the day, I would not go to eat by myself. I wouldn't go to the mall. I was like, I always had to have somebody with me. Not no more.
I was notorious for doing it by myself.
Yeah.
But I think I forget those things because I get into my routine now where it's easy to call somebody, but then when they don't answer, they're not available. Well, just don't worry about it.
But
not just don't do it. And my mama is a prime example. This woman went to Belize by herself. Now, she said she went by herself, but I'm like, did you really go by yourself? But she really went to Belize by herself.
You had somebody under your arm, Mom.
We gonna have to have her on. Like, this woman be going to whole other countries by herself. And I'd be like, Mama, who's taking these pictures?
That's impressive, but then that's kind of dangerous. I'm scared for Mama to go somewhere like that by herself out the country.
Oh, yeah. I don't know about Mama.
Like, you can't stop your life waiting on other people. You'll never do it.
And like you was telling me yesterday, the boys have their thing. Roy has his thing. Why don't you have your thing? And I'm like, the podcast is my thing, but I need more than that because that's our thing.
It's our thing. You need
our baby.
You know, I go every week to get my lashes done. I get my nails done every 3 weeks. I do all of that, but that's why I said I want to start doing more with the spiritual part. You know, with the Lord, I want to do get rest better. I want to eat better health wise. Like, I had started walking. I had started back walking every morning, friend. I fell off, but I did last night. I'm going to get back up and do it because it's important. We about to be 40 and I'm feeling it everywhere.
Girl, how many? I got 3 itises: bursitis, tendinitis, and arthritis.
Y'all thought I was crazy when I told y'all when I smiled, it looked like I'd had a mini stroke. I was not crazy. To everybody that thought, I went to the dentist the other day. I told her, I said, I think I'm having a TMJ. This was going on. Because when I eat, it would crank up like somebody was cranking up my jaw. And she was then the other doctor said it's something called first bite syndrome. So when I smiled, she saw it. She was like, I see the truth. Yes. So it was not in my head. It wasn't in my mind. It's there, you guys. So that's why I got to do my new smile.
But it's cute though, so that's okay. We're gonna embrace it.
I'm just glad I'm alive, but I'm just like, I got that going on, and then you have other you start feeling stuff in your body, and you're extra tired because by 9 o'clock, I used to be ready to turn up. By 9 o'clock, I'm ready to turn up the covers on my forehead because I'm ready to go to sleep. Do you hear me?
Right.
Pretty much my final thing that kind of sums it up is self-care means taking care and taking time to love yourself. Because at the end of the day, doing all that is taking care of yourself, which means you love yourself. And you're the only one that can really appreciate you, appreciate your body. You're the expert on you. You've done the first step, friend. You know that you need to do it. Now we just got to focus on getting you to do it. Get out your head and getting you to do it. And like I said, if I need to do a pull-up, I'm going to do it. I'm just trying to give you a little space and a little time, not trying to be intrusive over there in the different.
And you know what's going to happen when you pull up. What this shirt say?
I'm fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. It ain't fine, friend.
But I'm gonna do better. Because I'm task oriented. So I'm going to start scheduling it. That's the only way I'm gonna do it. If I put it in this phone, that's the only way I'm gonna do it.
Now this girl, y'all, this is what I asked her yesterday because I can't believe it. She is the freaking itinerary queen. So I was like, you mean tell me you ain't got no plan? You ain't got nothing written down to get your self-care stuff together to get it working? I'm like, come on, itinerary queen, write that stuff down, make it plain. This is what we're gonna do. So I was like, what's your day? What's gonna be your self-care day? Because that's the day I'm calling. Every Monday, every Tuesday.
Your camera acting like Fred Sanford drawer on the Sanford and Son.
But anyway, so that's what we have to do too, y'all. When you have a friend, a good friend that you love and you care about, they're like family. So you have to be accountability partners. So that's why I'm like, I don't care what you're saying. You find out what day your day gonna be, because I am gonna be checking. I'm be like, did you do your self-care? Write a book, color a book, go outside, get some fresh air, do some jumping jacks, eat by yourself. I don't care. Did you do it?
Because it really is a team effort, especially those you care about. You want to make sure that you're holding each other accountable. Because I know better. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, I would be all up in your grill telling you need to, like you doing me.
Okay. Even if all you do is take a walk to clear your head, or take a drive in silence, or listen to music to help you transition from work. Just anything, y'all. Like, it's really important, because if you don't do it, it almost could be like a life or death type situation. It's just that serious.
And another thing that I noticed is that saying no is part of self-care too. You don't have to agree to everything people want you to do.
Okay, come on.
Saying no to others is saying yes to yourself. Trust me, I know how hard that is. I've realized a couple of years ago I'm somewhat of a people pleaser, because I don't like to disappoint people, because I know I can't handle disappointment. Right. But I'm having to realize that when I constantly giving of myself, where I'm sacrificing something that I really need for myself, then it's okay to say no. Or if you just don't want to do it, no, it's enough. You ain't got to get no explanation. You know what? That don't work for me.
Exactly. You know what? And that's more like emotional self.
Yes.
Where you can navigate, you can increase empathy, you can manage stress, just being able to say no, making time to reflect on your own feelings, practicing self-compassion, being aware of your own emotional boundaries, you guys, because
boundaries
we don't have in like friendships and relationships is boundaries. And the sad part about it is when you realize that you need to enforce it, and you enforce it, then it's like you then cut somebody out, like you lose relationships, you use friends, all because you just wanted to have emotional boundaries. Why is that frowned upon?
If people are used to coming to you all the time for something, like if you're the go-to person with somebody in a financial bind,
right?
But you get to that point, be like, I'm tired of every time you need some money, and I don't hear from you no time other than when you need some money, or did something you would want a place to lay your head. Exactly. Don't just call me when you need something. If you only gonna call me when times are tough, call me during celebrations. Exactly. Don't just let me be your person when you need help. Exactly. I want to celebrate with you as well.
I think it was social, which was more like having like a supportive group, or like a network of relationships. It was saying about people that you can actually trust. It was more about like honoring the commitment that you have to other people. You can ask for help when you need it. Yeah. Not like overly doing it, or like you said, only coming, that's your only time that you talk to somebody. But when you actually really need it, you know that you have somebody that you can turn to. I think even like meeting new people sometimes. Yeah. And spending time with your family and friends. So, me and my mom and my sister has a messenger group every single day. And, you can kind of take that kind of stuff for granted. So they called one time, and I was with a friend of mine who lost her mom. And she just said, how much she loved that we did that. The fact that we call and we check on each other and we make sure everybody good. And if it ain't, we ain't just talking, we laying eyes on each other. I think that's the part that we can actually see each other. But you know how sometimes if the phone ring and you doing something, you like, dang, I can't talk right now. I don't do it anymore, because, ever since she made that statement, it's just like, it's a blessing to be able to talk to my sisters and my mom every single day, because everybody don't have that. So I feel like that's a part of like my self-care too.
And it's important to have, that support system too, because that closeness, I'm always in my feelings. I have an older sister, I have a younger sister, but you will rarely hear me talk about them, because we don't have that relationship. So that's something that I do admire about y'all, because y'all are so close. And I know, that didn't just happen overnight. You all actually invested in that. And you're intentional in that. And like I told you before, that's why I lean on my close-knit of friends so much, because that's my sisterhood. I totally get that. And you're right, we do take it for granted sometimes that, it's just like, okay, this is my daily thing, this is what I do. Not realizing this is part of your self-care, not realizing that you don't know if this is the last time that you all would have that conversation together. Just really being present in those moments and understanding the value of those moments. It's important. I was looking at something today and I can't remember what it's called. But it's basically this thing that you give to like your parents, or you can give to somebody where it allows them to tell their story so you can learn more about them. Even though y'all are really close, I'm sure there's some things that you all haven't thought about talking about.
Exactly.
But, just moments like that, especially when you're dealing with, now, Mama Mina, I'm not calling you an elder, but when you're dealing with elders or, people older than us, because our mamas, they young.
Right.
But when you're talking to people who are like in their 70s and 80s, that information they can give you, the things they have experienced in their life, that is priceless. You won't find that in a textbook. Spending those moments with your great grandmothers or if grandfathers, if they're still around, is very important. I think that's part of self-care, not only for yourself, but also for them, hearing those stories.
It's one that I didn't even think would be self-care, but I'm about to do it when we finish this podcast. Environmental. I'm finna declutter this house. I'm finna clean up. I'm finna maintain a clean and safe living environment. It say work too, but since everybody work from home, we ain't got to worry about that part.
But you know what, friend? And I just thought about this when you said that, because when I'm depressed and sad, what do I do?
Clean up. Now you good. You got that environmental self-care on lock. I need you to come over here sometime when you're going through it, so you can get this one over here.
I'm gonna show up at your door like Molly Maid,
and I'm gonna say, "Come on in." And it's so funny because when everybody come over here, they be like, "But it's so clean."
It is. Yeah, always.
It's the closet, but I got all these closets, and I just need to declutter them. Like I have clothes from 1980 because I know I'm gonna find another time to wear it, friend. Like I can't get rid of it because I know that it's a purpose for it in my life. And if I get rid of it and I go look for it, I'm be like, I know exactly where that shirt was that I got 10 years ago. It'll go good with these shoes and it'll be gone.
You know who you sound like right now? Photo hoarders. But I was gonna say, I totally understand, because some stuff you do want to hold on to for sentimental value, or like you said, I'm gonna need it one day. As soon as I get it away, I'm gonna be looking for it.
One I didn't even think about self-care, and when we talk about it all the time, is financial self-care. Being responsible for your finances, having that conscious relationship with your money, knowing where your income is coming from, you guys, knowing where your expenses are due, and when you paying everything on time, completing your tax responsibility on time, spending and saving your money wisely, guys. It's a lot of stuff I know we want to buy, but you need to make sure that you have a nice savings account just in case anything happens. Like this pandemic, for example, it took everybody by storm. But if you got a savings account and you got the good Lord on your side, then you won't have to worry. It ain't just about the physical and the mental, the religious and emotional, all that. You also got to have financial self-care.
The old me. My money went right. I had a whole attitude. And not that it was anybody's fault. Like all my bills were paid. Everything was paid. And I feel like if your bills paid, you could.
If having an attitude because you broke was a person, my stepdaddy, Lord rest his soul. Baby, you knew when Robert Dirks felt like he had no money, baby, because everybody could get it. You hear me? You must be broke. Better get out his way. So I get it, friend.
But I think you live and you learn, and I'm still learning. Like I said in the beginning, I have not properly provided self-care to myself. Now that I recognize that, I acknowledge it, I'm gonna do better.
Well, I'm gonna keep y'all posted because she's saying that junk. We gonna see.
I got my Amazon cart full of stuff. I just need to cash out. I used to journal a lot, and I've gotten away from that. So I think, getting it out will allow me to stay out of here.
And another thing that we're all scared to talk about that I feel like helps too. I mean, you can, if you need to talk to a therapist, somebody, or your spiritual advisor, whatever, to help you find out which area of self-care will be beneficial for you. There's nothing wrong with that either. Everybody try to shy away from that part, but don't. Whatever you think you need to help to figure out what self-care works for you, then you try.
Especially in our culture, you know, seeing a counselor, a therapist has been so taboo. It's like, you know, of course you're going to pray about everything, but you have to also utilize the things that the Lord has provided us with. So if there is someone who has been properly educated and trained, why not reach out to them? They can give you a perspective that you didn't think about. Some people have a lot of amen corners.
Mhm.
Whatever you say, they just going to agree. But no,
Amen.
who going to check me, boo?
Amen. I will
It's
definitely check my friends, and I want my friends to check me too. I don't want no amen corner friends. Friends are like family, where y'all, just like me and my sisters, we'll fall out, but you my sister, so we coming back. Like, I have some friends that I've never fell out with, but I have friends that I know they get on my nerve, I get on theirs, but we coming back. Once you think about what they said and you know they was right, you may not be. Some people can take, you know, constructive criticism right then. Some people can't even take it with a grain of salt. But if you don't, you come back and be like, you was right, girl.
Don't do it, girl.
I did.
I said I was gonna do it.
You know, I love when I be trying to express myself, my facial expression. So I just hate the fact that I'm looking retarded when I talk, and y'all can't see how retarded I'm looking, because I'm looking retarded. My last thing to sum it up is just implement self-care tactics that you know works for you. At the end of the day, they can be challenging, but they're essential.
Since this ain't my strong suit, I'm gonna just say this, because I'm not gonna be no hypocrite. Be okay with prioritizing yourself. That's okay. It's you can be selfish sometimes, and it's not even being selfish. You're just taking care of you, and that's okay. You can take some time to do something just for yourself without neglecting home or anyone else. Don't feel guilty about it. And if you need to talk to somebody, whether it's a therapist, a friend, a counselor, a mentor, whomever, a stranger, sometimes strangers have some good advice. Get it out. Get it out, because holding it in does nothing but create anxiety, which can lead to depression, which can lead to other things. Take a deep look in the mirror and really think about those things in life that are fulfilling.
I wanted them to see your whole face because you were so deep. So I knew if I would have for the camera, it would just put you on there. Because I was like, ooh, they just need to help see my friend. Because for once, she got her hair done day and she is flawless, baby. She got it going on, baby. And she was speaking some truth, baby. So I said, I'm going to put my friend whole face on there. Let me hit the camera so it just takes it off.
Overall, just dealing with self-care, think about self-fulfillment and what are those things that are really fulfilling you, are giving you purpose. And I think that's why, even though I don't practice self-care like I should, because I invest so much in others and I'm constantly pouring into others, that fulfills me in a different way. So while it's not self-care, I'm getting that self-fulfillment. But I see now that I need to balance that more while I'm really doing both.
That was really good, friend. It's just so great how you just know about all the self-care situations and acts and what to do, and you're just not doing it. So I'm gonna whoop you if you don't do it starting tomorrow. Countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, you're it.
You know I'm older, right?
I don't care.
I'm wonderful now, but once I get this self-care together, who really gonna check me, boo?
If you guys have some self-care tips, put them in the comments below and let us know what you guys do to take care of yourself.
Yes, give us some ideas.
Self-love. You know, I ain't even got to see this and throw me off. I ain't even did a song today. You know that ain't me.
We was having a good conversation.
Okay, you're right.
But we really do need some tips and some pointers, because I need them. Help me get this together, because I'm willing to try different things. So help me find a hobby. We're on a quest to find a hobby.
Maybe we need to do a spiritual retreat or on a nature walk in the park, or let's do something. We're going to let y'all know what we come up with next on the next episode.
Stay tuned.
That's all, folks.
We thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe.
Subscribe.
Share your comments about self-care.
Please. And thank you.
She's Marilyn.
And she's Tawana.
And this is
our
Ladies Fast.
We can talk about it. Bye.